Okay, today is Saturday, 29th of March 2025, about midday. The weather has turned a bit cooler, but it's a very pleasant 20 degrees centigrade, which is about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. And today is about hair algae, which I have come to dislike intensely. A couple of months ago, I posted a video about a serious outbreak of hair algae I'd had in one of my MEDAKA tubs, and I described how I supposedly dealt with it by killing the algae and sterilizing the tub with hydrogen peroxide. But as can be seen here, it was total failure. Here you can see the dry. I've half emptied this tub so you can see the algae which has dried out on the side here, and this is real hair algae, yeah, like that. And down the bottom in the tub, it's growing all over the bottom, same places as before. Let's see if I can pick some up, small amount. It really holds on tight. So let's see. Let me see if I can find it and catch it. Yeah. Oh, so there's some. Hasn't grown too long at the moment, but it's definitely growing in all the same places it was before, even around over here. It's growing sort of on this bit here. Now, it's not only on the rough patches of epoxy putty I had where I sealed up holes and cracks in the tub. It's also just in the walls of the tub. It's this is very old glazed earthenware pot. Don't know how old it is. Very old anyway. And I think there may be a lot of hairline cracks, and even though I scrubbed and maybe killed the long filaments of the algae with the hydrogen peroxide, there probably was still a whole lot that survived in these hairline cracks, and it's just started growing again in exactly the same place after 6 weeks or so. I've used hydrogen peroxide before to successfully kill what might be called ordinary green algae, but I assume this particular type of hair algae must be very tough, and it's also fast growing. I've never had hair algae before, but I definitely don't like this. It can fill up half a tub within a few weeks. So, as I say, I'd completely emptied the tub, scrubbed all the surfaces, poured in undiluted hydrogen peroxide several centimeters deep in the bottom, wiped all the surfaces with this undiluted hydrogen peroxide, and then filled up with water, added more hydrogen peroxide, left it for maybe 4 or 5 days, but it didn't kill the hair algae. So, must be now drastic measures. I can give up on this tub, but I don't want to, because I think it's quite nice. It sort of suits my purposes as a MEDAKA tub. So I've got a nuke. You take the nuclear option and try and zap this hair algae with bleach. Okay, there's a risk bleach maybe gets in the hairline cracks, and then, but I'll try it and really soak it with water afterwards, and leave it to dry in the sun, and try it with a couple of fish to see if they survive. So I've drained the rest of the water out, and there's all the hair algae growing again, and I got my scrubbing brush and try and scrub off as much as I can. So now I've got bleach, eye protection, all that cleaned out, scrubbed out as much as I can, and I'll put some bleach in. So I've put about 3 litres of water in the bottom, poured in enough bleach for a 15% solution, which was about 500 millilitres, 3 litres of I think that's right. Anyway, that's what I did. 3 litres of water, 500 millilitres of bleach, and I'll leave it to soak, because 15% I think from what I've read is quite strong for killing algae. And I've got my paintbrush, and I just paint it around on the inside. I don't want to put 15% bleach solution in the whole tub. So I'll leave that, because the worst place is the bottom, and all the crevices and whatever in that 2-part epoxy putty blocking up the holes. So I will leave that to soak. Don't know for how long. I'm going to go and have my lunch. So I filled the tub with water and left the bleach in here for an hour. I read only leave it for 10 minutes, so I'm not sure whether leaving it an hour is too short or too long a time. But anyway, drained it all out and then flushed out the tub by completely filling with water and emptying 3 times. And now I'll leave it to dry for several days. Probably that will clear out all traces of bleach, leave it for several days. But just to make sure, I'll fill it with water again and use a dechlorinator. And for this I've got some sodium thiosulfate, which I think is the main dechlorination chemical they use in the brand name dechlorinators. I think it's used when developing photo prints, and it's usually quite cheap. I used to use it for dechlorinating large volumes of tap water for a pond. So what I've got left may be a bit out of date, but I'll use it anyway. Now for dechlorinating tap water, the usual dosage of sodium thiosulfate is about 2 milligrams per litre of water, which is a very small amount of the chemical. But I've no idea how much bleach residue there may be in this 40 litre tub, so I'm just going to add at least 10 times that amount of the chemical, which is 1 gram of thiosulfate to the tub filled with water. Thiosulfate looks like this. It's comes in crystal form. It can deteriorate over time, but even if you use too much, I think it doesn't matter, because it's not toxic to fish. So it usually neutralizes chlorine within a minute, but I'll leave it in here for a day and then drain and flush the tub before adding any fish. So that's the plan, to finalize all this. Hopefully all the hair algae will have been destroyed by then, and hopefully I've neutralized all the chlorine residue from the bleach, so the fish will be happy. Okay.